What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Check Swing Podcast with myself. Of course, the brains and brawn of the situation, my man, Coach Miguel Sanders in the building. Coming at you a little early today, 8 o'clock. This is when we originally wanted to do the show, 8 o'clock and all that. And it just, schedules get in the way. And, we were able to do it at 8 o'clock today. And who knows, next week, maybe we won't. But we're here today at 8 o'clock, and we welcome y'all, and we thank y'all for being with us. We appreciate y'all hanging with us. If you need to let some people know that we're on now instead of 9 o'clock, do that right now. We're giving you moments because we're just going to start getting the show together. Excuse me. But yes, it is Wednesday. It is 8 o'clock, and we are live. We got a lot to talk about today. There's some things I want to say today. But we got a good show put together for y'all, and we wanna have some fun with y'all. But first, before we get the show on the road, I like to ask my people how they been. So Miguel,
sir,
you're coming to us straight from
Baltimore, having big fun.
Almost forgot about that. How you been?
been pretty good. Just got some exciting news that granddaughter number 2 is on the way.
Damn.
That was perfect.
Was not prepared for that.
That was perfect.
It was perfect. Touche, sir. Touche.
Yes, I can use that throughout the show because it's not too loud, not too boisterous. It's real quick. I can use that throughout the show, and I will.
And you will.
You know I will. We got a lot we're going to talk about today. I don't know, all this time that we had before the show, and I'm still like trying to get myself together. Not realizing that, I had to open up the phone lines. So here we go. Phone lines are open. Hit us up, 669-275-0548, or you can text us at 484-606-6061. Or, of course, you can always put your comments in the chat right here, and we'll put them up on the show. Where was I in this? In the very beginning, right?
Sure.
I know people looking at me like, what is wrong with him? I'm trying to get my notes together. Everything in the right spot. So let's start with the Eagles. Let's do that. Let's start with the Eagles. Trade deadline passed at 4 p.m. yesterday. Doesn't mean they can't pick up people off waivers and all like that. You know how that stuff goes, but it just means that you can't necessarily trade for anybody. Can't make any trades right now. And the Eagles make 3 notable pickups. Notable. Jalen Phillips, probably I wouldn't say the biggest name, but probably the more game ready for the Eagles to make an impact right now type of player. Because he comes from, Vic Fangio was coaching him for about a year in Miami. Michael Carter II, which is an interesting pickup, and we'll talk about that a little bit. But the one I want you to talk about, Miguel, if you can, and I should have told you before the show, but I didn't. My bad. We were having too much fun. Jaire Alexander. A trade with the Baltimore Ravens, because you're down there,
Baltimore, having big fun,
and you get a lot of Raven stories and news, and you bring them to the show, with that to the show here with us every now and then, or every week if need be. Jaire Alexander, when you heard that, knowing what you know in Baltimore, it doesn't seem like he was on the field in Baltimore, but I don't know what you may have been hearing down there. Is that a valuable pickup for the Eagles? Did they make a good move picking up Jaire Alexander?
So, he's had a 7-year career, over 5,000 snaps, 15 picks, 2-time Pro Bowler. He's been plagued by injuries, and those injuries have caused him to kind of decline in play to be kind of like a substitute, which is, I think, the Eagles' ammo. They like to get those kind of players that look like they're on the down tick, if you will. So I think for the Eagles, it's like low risk, high reward kind of sort of thing.
Mm.
And because I think for the last like 5 years, isn't it the cornerback position for whatever reason? Eagles like to pick up players that are coming off of ACL injuries.
Trying to think. I can't even. I mean, they won the Super Bowl last year. Kind of made me forget about everybody that they picked up. I wasn't even thinking about. Um,
But I think it's more telling because these are more replacements for Ringo and Adoree Jackson, who have not lived up to expectation. And it still makes you wonder, like, I know they said they made offers for Isaiah Rodgers, but what was it that what was the offer, and like why did he turn us down to go wherever he went?
yeah, that's a good question. That's a good question. Because that was actually one of the moves that I was surprised in the offseason, that I was surprised they didn't bring Isaiah Rodgers back, knowing that they were getting, letting Slay go.
Yeah, don't know, but
Kinda
hopefully,
shocked.
it's not a question. The question that you asked is not. It doesn't have an answer right now
Right.
because based on like on paper, it just looks like a player that it just needs a change of scenery, but we don't know if that scenery is going to be good for him or the Eagles or whatever. So
And I'm gonna put you on the spot again and ask you this one quick question, just because you're down there in
Baltimore, having big fun.
what is it with the defense down there? Like CJGJ came in, he's gone.
mhm.
Jair Alexander, big offseason pickup, came in, didn't see the field, and the defense isn't playing well. Am I
Hon-
wrong in saying that?
honestly, it's injuries. Their number one linebacker was injured for several weeks. Their number one defensive tackle, one of the best in the league, his career actually may be over. He suffered a neck injury
Mm.
first week of the season, and he may not ever play again. They're saying that that's how severe the injuries are. So it would be equivalent to like losing Jalen Carter, Zach Braun, and DeJean. That's what it's equivalent to. That's what's happening here in Baltimore because they lost, I think, their main starters in every defensive segment. So they lost one of their starting safeties, their starting corners, their starting linebacker. So that's what it is more than anything. And I think that's the only thing right now that's keeping Harbaugh's job right now is
It's,
that
it's injuries.
it's injury laden. They're just injury laden. And the last 2 weeks, I mean, they're winning, so they're getting kind of back on the horse. But I just think long term, there's only going to be so much that they do. If they literally would have to run the table to get into a good position in the playoffs. And me and my buddy at work, I tell him all the time, like, listen, I've been begging for a Eagles Ravens Super Bowl just to see, the Eagles beat the Ravens. But I think
I,
it'd be
I,
great.
I guess maybe it's because you're there. I mean, were you begging for that when you were not living in Baltimore?
Not begging for it, but I still was intrigued by it.
Yeah, I don't want to see Eagles Ravens Super Bowl.
You said you don't want to see one?
Nah, because in the unfortunate event that the Eagles just so happen to not win the game. Notice I didn't say lose, not win the game. I know too many people from Baltimore that can call my phone,
But see, it's
and I ain't
Yes.
going here.
but it's different though. Like, okay, so if we get beat by Baltimore, at least it's not getting beat by like Dallas. You know what I mean?
No, I get it. I get it. Yeah, that would be terrible. Um, But I just know too many people from Baltimore that can call my phone, and you know why? Because I probably wouldn't call them and brag about it. I don't know. I probably wouldn't. That's probably why I wouldn't want that to happen. Like we lost to Kansas City. I don't know anybody from Kansas City. I have
Yeah.
family in Kansas City, but they don't have my number. I don't have theirs.
And I think the whole United States was rooting for the Eagles to beat Kansas City the last two times anyway. So
Yeah, yeah, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure we're America's team. um, 669-275-0548. Michael Carter the second. I guess he don't want to be called Junior. I don't know because every time I've heard people refer to him as Michael Carter the second. So I'll respect that and say Michael Carter the second. Picked up. He's a slot corner / safety. And the question's out there. Is he going to play the slot and they move DeJean out to the outside? That was some thoughts, and then they pick up Jair Alexander, and it's like, okay, so are they pushing him into safety because he can play safety, or are they going to push Carter the second safety because he can play safety? Let DeJean play the spot that he's great at. The questions are there. Are the new guys even going to start at all? Are they going to see the field? I tell you what, I know Jair Alexander probably wants to see the field, being that as
Mhm.
his team. And they didn't sign him. Miguel, do you have any theories on that about if he is going to play and where he will play, if and when he does?
I mean, he's listed. I think the other two, Carter and I think Carter's more of the nickel corner, so he's going to be playing on passing downs, and Jair would probably be in on running plays and such. But I think if we kind of know Fangio, at least for the next couple of weeks, he's going to do a lot of studying because one thing he is good at, he's good at hiding people's. It's similar to Belichick. He can like when he brought in like Eric Rowe and all the former Eagles that sucked on defense, and all of a sudden he's winning Super Bowls with them. It's like he can build a defense and hide them, so to speak. So I think that's what's probably going to happen over the next couple of weeks. Probably float him around here and there to see how he will work in the Eagles defense. I just think so. Like certain, it's not black and white yet. Just like when what was the trade deadline deal that Jay Ajayi, when we got Jay Ajayi at the trade deadline when it came to that Super Bowl year, because we needed that extra back because of losing Darren Sproles. You didn't know what you were going to get until I think it was 1 or 2 games after the Rams game when Wentz got hurt that you really saw what you had in the backfield, and it worked in the playoffs. So I think time will tell. Coming off the bye is the perfect time to tell in practice, but as far as games, you're probably gonna have to give it like 2 or 3 games to really see what you got.
Yeah, and the moves really came. Well, I guess Michael Carter. I keep having to fight myself to not say Michael Carter Williams.
I
But
know, I know.
Michael Carter um, was the first move, but the next 2 moves come like pretty much right at the end of the bye week, so they didn't get that good 2 weeks to come in and maybe figure some things out.
Right, that's true.
Um, so yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. I'm going to be paying a little close attention to see what it looks like, if we even see any of it. With that being said, I'm going to predict Michael Carter II is probably going to play some safety. Probably going to play some safety. They're going to keep DeJean in the slot. and he'll be the nickel corner. And I think it's going to be a battle with Jair Alexander and the other and the Dory Jackson and can't remember the name, but I think it's going to be a battle with those guys on the outside. Somebody's going to have to win and earn that spot. If Jair Alexander's not able to earn that spot within the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be a little nervous.
But
because what's in there now is kind of, it's been a little shaky.
Yeah. I mean, so again, because of his history of injuries, it's like, there's only so much you can expect.
Yeah, I guess you're right. And we did give up a 6th-round pick for him, and that's it.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
We got him and a pick back. So
right. It's low risk, high reward. So it's like, it's different if he's replacing like DeJean, then okay, that's a problem. But he's replacing, Adoree Jackson, you know what I mean, and the other guy. So it's like
the other guy, I can't remember his name either.
You heard me, right?
Real quick prediction: the Eagles Packers Monday night. What you got?
I got the Birds 48-0. No,
Oh, I'm sorry, I meant.
Oh man, I don't know. Lately, we've had the Packers number. I think it's going to be one of, if not the toughest games in the stretch run. I'm leaning Eagles, but I think the defense is kind of scaring me a little bit. So I think it's going to be one of those close games that's going to come down to AJ Brown 75-yard catch in triple coverage with 2 minutes left. So it'll probably be like a 19-17 game.
Ooh, you got it pretty close. And it sounds like you got a defensive battle. Packers are coming off a loss to the Panthers, I believe. And
15-13. No, 16-13.
And some may say that, they were looking ahead to the Eagles. They were looking past the Panthers. Quite possible. Those things do happen. And they're playing in, correct me if I'm wrong, they're playing in Green Bay.
Yes.
So the Eagles had quite a few days off with the bye, and then, they play Monday night, so they get that extra day. I think the Eagles are undefeated under Nick Sirianni after the bye in his tenure. There's a first time for everything. I just don't think that's going to be this week where they lose the game. I think the Eagles will win the game. I don't think it'll be as close as you say. I think they win the game something like maybe 31-20, 31-22, something weird like that. 31-22. I heard something about there might be some snow in the forecast in Green Bay Monday night. That's something to keep an eye on.
That'll help us out, definitely.
Why you say that? Because we'll run the ball?
The Saquon Barkley snow game.
Oh, well, that was home against LA.
Still,
I heard the snow is different in Green Bay.
What makes it? What it smells like? It smells like butt because of the cheese.
Hey, people say the heat is different in Florida than in Arizona.
That is true.
Why can't the snow be different? It is true. I know it's true. Why can't the snow be different in Green Bay than it is in Philadelphia?
Because the Florida heat is like Jersey heat, but just with stupid people.
I don't even know where we're going with that, but okay. we're going to move on to the Sixers, right? Because actually, before we move on to Sixers, you got any videos you want to share? Because I, I'm,
You're in the mood.
the Sixers. So all right, so let me just you go and do what you're doing, but I'm watching the Sixers game, right? And I'm seeing the halftime show. Okay. And it is I forgot what this lady's name, but she looked like she's Asian. She's on a real tall unicycle. She's
What
balancing stuff.
the hell are you watching?
It's the halftime show at the game. They're showing the halftime show right now, and she has like these she almost fell. She has these bowls, and she's got balance them on her head, on her foot, and like she's on like you can be on stilts. She's like on a unicycle that's kind of like it's on stilts. She's real high up. But anyway, I say that because the Sixers are on a road trip. They just played last night in Chicago.
Back to
And this
back.
lady was the halftime show in Chicago last night. Now I don't know how often this might happen because I'm not at road games. I'm not on road trips. Oh, she just threw all the bowls on her head and caught them all and landed on her head. She actually just returned. She fell. She fell one time, and it was recent. I think it was this summer or maybe at end of summer, beginning of the summer. She fell and broke her jaw.
Jesus.
Yeah. So, but yeah, she's back at it. Anyway, anyway, I said all that to say, do you have any videos that you want to share? Talking about the Sixers.
So you tell me what you want to see. You want to see a damn, you want to see some goofiness, some bad decisions. What do you want to say?
I want to see because I don't want to lose my vitriol I have for the Sixers right now. I don't even know if I'm using that word right. It just
Mhm.
felt right. I want to see some bad decisions.
Okay.
This lady really balancing like 10 glass bowls on her head.
Whoops.
I heard
All right.
that.
You heard that? Okay. So this is in honor of the Toronto Blue Jays trying to close out the World Series and failing miserably.
All right. when I, when I first saw the video, I guess I had the same thought as when I just saw it. Just what did he think was going to happen?
I don't know, sir. Here's another bad decision. Here's another bad decision. This time from the Oklahoma Sooners.
Uh-oh.
So this is them getting ready to come out of the tunnel for their game.
Wow. I didn't catch that. Was that this weekend?
I believe so, yeah. Sometimes you can have a little bit too much smoke coming out of the tunnel, so to speak.
Yo, they were like piled up and stuck.
I know.
Excuse me. I think I've lost some of my edge with the Sixers. But excuse me. The Sixers they blew a 24-point lead last night. 24-point lead. They looked tired. The whole team looked tired. Last 6.5 minutes, they did not have a field goal in the game.
Mm.
So, and let me make another. Let me put another fire. What is it? Thing on the fire? I forgot what the word is. Joel Embiid had 20 points in 20 minutes, and when they took him out of the game, they were up by 20. People thought, he's 20 minute restriction for Embiid, and he's probably done for the night. At some point, and the Chicago Bulls were chipping away at that lead the whole time he was gone, chipping away at that lead. They put Embiid back in the game. They needed to. I don't know if I should say they needed to. They didn't need scoring. They needed defense. And they have somebody that plays the position I think is a better defender. Embiid's a pretty good defender of the basket. He's not a good defender, in my opinion. Miguel, there was a point in the game last night where I was wondering why the Sixers coach, Nick Nurse, and I've gone on to kind of answer my own question. But I was wondering why he did not bench Embiid last night. I didn't have a problem with the fact that he got put back in the game. I didn't really have a problem with that. But at a certain point in the game, he took a shot that was not needed and unnecessary. It wasn't like a stupid shot where he just threw the ball up backwards. It wasn't nothing crazy, no clown stuff. It was like a fadeaway or step back. I forgot. 3-pointer. There was like 2-3 minutes left in the game. There was no need for it. And I was thinking, Nick Nurse, take Joel out of this game, sit him on the bench for that shot. He didn't, of course. That's not what happens in the NBA. It's not high school. It's not college. That just doesn't happen. Sixers end up losing the game by 2 points. Get this. The game-winning 3-pointer. It was a 3-pointer that was made. Chicago Bulls were down by 1 at the time. The game-winning 3-pointer, Miguel, was hit by a center that plays for Chicago that was drafted by the Sixers back in 2014. Was it Nick Vucevic?
Bless you.
Thank you. Now, with that being, I said all that because I felt like Joel Embiid should have got benched. And like I said, this is the NBA, they don't do that. I said I answered my own question. I've kind of justified it for the Sixers. I found a way to justify it. I'm an apologist. So I found a way to justify it. Said, okay, he was on a minutes restriction. but he played 26 minutes because they took him out at 20. So they put him in for 6 more. Maybe it's like a ramp up period. Maybe they are, ramping up his minutes, whatever. Maybe they're doing that. So that's how I justified it to myself. But then when I came home today and I realized that they were playing again tonight. And of course he's not playing, it's back to back. I thought, well, what's the point? He's going to be off another night because he's not going to play in back to backs. We already know that. We knew that last year. That extra 6 minutes of work he put in, it's already gone. It's already gone. Because he might be on to the next. I don't know if he's there tonight. He might be there tonight, but he might be on to the next city. Getting whatever rehab workout. Because they're on I think there's 3-game road trip. But anyway, very interesting statistic came up to me. And remember, I said that they looked very tired last night. They were off for a couple of days, but they looked tired last night. Joel Embiid looked tired as you would expect. He always looked tired. Tyrese Maxey looked tired last night. And you can tell he was tired, but the shots that he was taking and how they looked. The air balls, they were bad shots down the stretch. And then I found out that Maxey has played the most minutes this season in the NBA. Played the most minutes this season. He has played a total of, not counting tonight, because he's played well over 300 minutes if you count tonight. 293.8 minutes in 7 games. And one of those games went into overtime. Now, let's compare that. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, NBA champion, Oklahoma City Thunder, just won the NBA championship. He won the league MVP last year. Also played in the Olympics for Canada. One of those guys I was talking about last year or a few months back on the playoffs.
Oh, anyway, Canada.
Has played one more game than Tyrese Maxey. Played 8. Maxey's played 7. 4 of those 8 games went in overtime. So that means half the games he played have been overtime games. Good Lord. He has only played 280 minutes, 280.6 minutes. Tyrese Maxey has played 13 more minutes than him, and he's played in 1 more game and 3 more overtimes. Miguel, I want to ask you this. You know sports, I'm not saying you know what it takes to get through an NBA season, but you've watched enough basketball. You grew up in Philadelphia. You know what it takes to get through sports seasons. Do you think Maxey can is that sustainable for Tyrese Maxey to play those kind of minutes, to be leading the league in minutes for a whole season?
Honestly, it's going to depend on how he's built. We know Embiid can't do it because he's not built that way. You know what I mean? From a coaching standpoint, you don't know what you got until like you're halfway through your season and you see what they got. You know what I mean? Unless you see like some gradual progression, and high school level is kind of a challenge because you won't see it. It'll be really bad early until something clicks and then it goes. But is it sustainable? It's unfair to compare me watching basketball growing up and not watching it now because the players aren't, I don't want to say not able, but not willing to play 82 consecutive games like most of the players that we watched growing up did. You know what I mean? Because I was messing around one day, and I'm like, damn, how many times did Jordan play 82 games? How many times did Magic Johnson play 82 games? How many times did Charles Barkley play 82 games? And on average, they were like 79, 80, 81 games. So it's like the generation that you and I are used to growing up were built different. They had shorter shorts. You know, if one of them bends over, you can see what religion they are. Whereas today, it's like they're just not built the same. You know what I mean? I think who was it? It was Sandman in our text group that sent um when LeBron had flopped for like 3 or 5 minutes and no one had touched him and stuff like that. So there's a lot of that going on, and it wasn't like that back then. So there's just a lot of factors. To me, with the calls that are made in basketball, there's no reason why it shouldn't last. It shouldn't be long lasting for Maxi. It should be sustainable. But I think the teams, especially with this whole load management stuff, once they get in, I'm sure the trainers had a field day with Nick Nurse and allowing him to play 6 more minutes, over the allotted time change, over the time management. Yeah, you would think because he's young, he's fast, he's good, that it is sustainable. It should be sustainable, but I don't think the league as a whole will allow it to be that way. So
Yeah, the league is different in various ways. Think about it. It's not as physical now. They probably run a little more, probably run a lot more than they
Well,
did in the past.
but here's the thing too. Can you post this video? I'm gonna play it in a sec. This is reason 11,246 why I can't watch basketball, right? Because of stuff like this. Okay.
Gather with the ball.
Watch that. That's just one dribble right there.
Here, how many steps? Gather.
Whoa.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Come on.
Okay.
Yeah, we could have played till we're 50. But
I believe he took I think I counted 9 steps before between the dribble and the basket. It's
Right,
like,
'cause I might be right because I remember counting 7. So you might be right.
so yeah, it's stuff like that. Like that, the game is, you know what I mean? It's just different. And I think
Yeah, I would like to know. I wasn't watching that game, and it sounded like it was a nationally televised game. I would like somebody to call in or text us or put in the chat whether that was called at all, because obviously the replay was they replay in I look sound like Mike Tirico and Reggie Miller.
Mhm.
They were talking about it, so I would like to know if it was called or well, it was a Bucks home game, so I know the crowd wasn't like, "Oh my God, what was that?" So
Mhm.
I would like to know
But
because
do
that
they,
is egregious.
but do they call that in the NBA? Do they call traveling at all?
Sometimes,
Right.
sometimes.
Because I remember it not being an issue until when Iverson started. Then all of a sudden it was like when he came into the league and uh, I think Marbury and all them. Then it started to become like, oh my God, there's so much traveling in the league now
Yeah, traveling and palming.
and palming. Yeah,
Um, I'm sorry, I was distracted. Yeah, they call stuff once in a while. Like it's really sad that they do. But man, you were saying something that made me think of something. I'm trying to stall to remember.
well, getting back to like the sustainability, I think in all sports there's an issue with sustainability because like football, for instance, you remember there was always only one running back, maybe two, and he would get like 30 or 40 carries a game. Now you have like the running back by committee, and you have the one main back, that's really fast, and you're one big back for the short yardage. And in baseball, it's the pitchers with the pitch count, and but I don't see the overall benefit long term from a standpoint of longevity because of all the injuries that are all of a sudden coming up. You know what I mean? Especially with arm injuries in baseball. I keep repeating that stat about 480% more Tommy John injuries at the high school level than has ever been. And it just seems like it's a normal thing. Oh, he just got Tommy John, it's no problem. Versus back in the day, well, that was the end of most careers,
Yeah.
And some people getting Tommy John on purpose for just mild muscle strain. Oh, we'll just get a new ligament in there and then he'll start getting his velo up, And then I read an article about how, number one, at least at the Major League Baseball has decided that they're going to cut off the recruiting period from to October 15th. And so basically what that's saying is no college recruiters are allowed to recruit at any level from October 15th to January 15th. So that way these pitchers can stop and rest and recover,
Yeah.
But I think that's what's needed. You need recovery time. But I just think there's too much micromanaging of effort. And I think that's where the injuries kind of come in.
So that's an interesting statement you make. And I was just thinking about some of the injuries that we see, and a lot of it does come from overuse because, like you said, the kids are playing the sports all year round.
Yeah,
and depending on the sport.
Mhm.
Baseball, in the good weather areas, they're playing all year round. Football is being played all year round.
And that's why I said, I think for Maxey, yeah, it should be sustainable because as a professional, that's literally all you're doing now. But your breaks are more concentrated versus back in high school, you're literally playing for multiple teams in multiple states and stuff like that. So it should be sustainable. However,
it just made me a little worried when I saw how tired he was last night playing and how early in the game, to me, it seemed that he was tired, being that they just came off a couple of days off.
I mean, that could just be.
I want to say they played what's today? Wednesday? It was just Tuesday. I think they played Friday, maybe Sunday.
I mean, there's other factors too. Maybe the arena wasn't quite as cooled off. Maybe he was dehydrated from not having enough water. Maybe he was at a strip club. You know what I mean? Like there's other factors.
True.
That could be.
Could
To be that tired that
Call of
early.
Duty or something. Could have had a late night playing Call of Duty. Sometimes you get carried away playing a video game. Sometimes.
Like Greg Jeffries back in the day.
I didn't know he did that.
I was at that. So there was a game. Damn, it was 1995. I remember he hit a triple in the first inning, and he didn't have to slide, but he slid like whatever, and he kept doing this, and he wound up coming out of the game. So long story short, about like 5 years later, there was a story that went out that he actually hurt his wrist from playing all night Game Boy. So he was like, with this, and he actually strained the ligaments in his stomach. He went on the DL for that.
Wow! And you were at the game. You said?
I was at that game, and I was like, wow! He slid for no reason. It was a clear stand-up triple, but he went in head first, and then kind of came up like this. So in my mind, he probably wanted to do that on purpose to make it look like
he did it sliding into a base.
Right.
Speaking of the Phillies, they pick up the option on Jose Alvarado. Could have used him in the playoffs this year, but he messed up.
Maybe the time off from with the suspension and not being in the playoffs, may help him. And I think what he was trying to lose weight, so of course he was on a supplement that caused him to lose weight, but was an illegal substance. But But I think it's a nice little 1-2 punch between to have him and Duran in the back end of the bullpen. Interesting though is Edwin Diaz exercises option and is now officially a free agent.
Mm.
And so did Pete Alonso.
They went out of New York, huh? They went out of New York, or they trying to get more money?
Both.
Yeah, I figured that would be the answer. As soon as I used the question, I'm like, yeah, it's both.
I mean, like, who wants to be a Met right now?
Francisco.
Francisco just wants to play. He just wants to play baseball. He's just happy to be here. You know.
Got any more videos?
Sure, I got one that's right up your alley. It's filled with violence and sound effects.
Okay.
It's one of my favorite like series of videos that it's in the boxing realm, but it shows a series of knockouts using some pretty funny sound effects.
Hello? 冲洗！你怎么睡得着的？你这个年龄段。
That was funny. That was funny.
All right, the last one I'll show is I feel bad and then I don't, but so this was at a high school. This is at a high school game. I need you to pay attention to the reaction of the crowd and the announcer. So if you put it up on the screen, I want you to guess what's going to happen next. So the person in purple is dribbling the ball. And he's on a fast break. But and then more after that, what is the crowd gonna do?
You want me to guess all that, huh? He's going to get his shot blocked.
Okay.
And the crowd, no, they're not going to run out of court. It's only second quarter. Yeah, the crowd's going to run out on the court.
Okay. Here we go.
How wrong am I?
All over, and his pace on the run out, and he misses the dunk, and he's been injured on that last play. Might be cramping up. And the sound. I'm sorry. And he faked the injury. He faked the injury. Lord.
That was good. That was good. But that was a college game.
Mm-hmm. Oh, was it? Okay.
That was a college game. Dillard University. Um, that was good. That was good. Did he fake the injury? Do we know it? Did he fake the injury? I mean, like, did he?
The announcer said he did because he looked, he stopped. All of a sudden, the limping stopped.
Okay. Yeah. You gonna fake an injury because you missed a dunk? I mean, Mr. Dunk, you trying to get some sympathy. Get out of here with that. All right. You think you're gonna stump me this week, huh?
Maybe I'm gonna take it easy on you. I think this is one that you'll get.
Dana Barros.
Right.
Okay, I guess it's not Dana Barros.
No. But I think you should get it. Should be easy. It's a freebie. Get you back on the horse, on the snide, and
I know who it is. I'm just trying to remember okay, I remember. It's T.O.
there you go.
I forgot he played for Buffalo for a little bit.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe the Buffalo and the Bengals will get you, but I'm like, you know what? Let's make it a freebie this week.
And it's crazy that he never got back to the Super Bowl.
I think that is the crazy part because he was on teams with good quarterbacks.
Yeah. He was on teams with good quarterbacks and never got back to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, had he stayed in Philadelphia, I would guarantee you he'd have got back to the Super Bowl. Guaranteed, because that defense came back, let's say a couple years later and was strong. I mean, shoot, he stays on the Eagles. The Eagles don't lose to the Cardinals in that NFC Championship game.
Mm-hmm.
T.O. I'm not calling the man a waste. I'm not saying, but what a waste in Philly. Like the potential was like
it was there.
Mm-hmm. The potential was crazy. And
all he had to do, I think, what he did to get himself prepared to play in the Super Bowl, beyond human comprehension. To play with screws in your feet, not 100%. You sign off. You literally sign off to say you're not going to hold the Eagles liable if your career ends. And to still have 9 catches, 100-some yards, no TDs, but to still be an active part of the game. I'm sure if all you did was, hey, look, guys, you see what I did. I'm committed. But you do the sit-ups in the driveway, helicopters above your mansion. You call out your quarterback. You call out the ownership, and you kind of do that everywhere you go. And it's like, Jesus.
yeah, I mean,
it could have been
you know what I'll say in his defense?
That it was raised by women?
No. Damn. No.
But he was raised by women.
But the way you said it was like, why do you think that's what I was going to say?
That was kind of rough and hurtful, wasn't it? I take it back.
No, I forgot what I was going to say.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
Yeah, what was I going to say? I can't remember. Oh, I remember what I was going to say. Probably excluding Donovan McNabb, even though I've never heard him say it. I've never heard anyone call T.O. a bad teammate.
Oh, he wasn't a bad teammate. Well, No, he wasn't a bad teammate. You know, because he knew what the business was about the field. It was just when he was talking to the press, and you know, I don't. He kind of reminds me of like he was more of a modern day like Dick Allen. Like he would express, how he felt and not be apologetic for it at all. And I think that kind of reputation followed him from team to team. But they say the same thing about Dick Allen. Like every single team, every single manager that he was his coach, they all said the same thing, that he was, great to them, great to the players, great teammate, showed up and played hard.
Yeah, definitely did.
Terrell Eldorado Owens.
I think he could probably still play today. Not every down and them, but I think he could probably. I bet you he could be a goal line receiver today.
Yeah.
Two quick notes before we get out of here. Gervonta Davis has been taken off the fight card against Jake Paul, and has been replaced by Nate Diaz, which will be a rematch. I'm kind of disappointed personally, because I'm kind of interested in the Jake Paul thing now that he's fighting actual fighters, actual boxers, actual boxers. And now he already beat Nate Diaz, and Nate Diaz is an MMA fighter. He's not next. He's not. He's not known for as being a boxer. But I did predict that he would beat. Who was it? Not Camacho Jr. Yeah, was it Camacho Jr.? Camacho Jr. Hector Camacho Jr. I predicted he would beat Hector Camacho Jr. and he did. I feel like I'm saying the wrong name, but whatever. And I was interested in seeing Tank Davis beat him up. Somebody that's smaller than him. I was interested in seeing him beat him up. Being that it's not fixed or anything like that. Tank Davis from you know where Tank Davis is from.
Baltimore, having big fun.
Not a fan of Jake Paul.
You're not a Jake Paul fan?
No, I'll say you're not a Jake Paul fan. I don't care about him either way.
No, I'm not a fan or a
hater,
a detractor or a hater. But I am interested. I have become interested in these bouts. I wasn't interested early when he knocked out who did he knock out? Dude, he won the slam dunk contest. He played for the Knicks. Nate Robinson. When he knocked out Nate Robinson, I said, "Oh man, that's messed up. He need to fight some real fighters now." I mean, he knocked Nate Robinson out cold, put him to sleep. But anyway, he beat Anderson Silva. He beat
Tyson.
He beat. I forgot he fought Tyson. Yeah, he
I'm
beat
sorry.
Tyson. I don't even count that for real, like, because I want to know. I want to know the truth about, was Tyson not allowed to throw uppercuts or body shots? I want to know. I really want to know.
It was the biggest boxing gate in U.S. history, outside of Vegas.
Was it? Wow. And that's why I'm interested in what he's doing, because I would love to be able to draw people's attention like that. I don't want to get in the ring with Mike Tyson to draw people's attention, but
hello,
he's drawn, like, wow, what he's doing is amazing. What he's doing is amazing.
And it was Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.
Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Thank you, because I couldn't remember. I was thinking of Hector Camacho and Roberto Duran. I knew there was somebody I was forgetting. Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. I told somebody, I said Jake Paul's going to beat him, because he just, I've seen him fight. He was a champion, he was a former champion. I just didn't believe in his boxing skills. Just didn't. Still don't. I mean, he probably whooped my ass, but that don't mean I would be scared to get in the ring with him like I would Mike Tyson. Just to
it's
put
still,
that in perspective.
it's still something about Mike Tyson.
I'm gonna tell you this. I would get in the ring with Mike Tyson if he was not allowed to throw body shots
or uppercuts.
and maybe hooks too. He's not allowed to throw any of that. I might get in the ring with Mike Tyson.
All he can do, all he's allowed is jabs.
Jab. You can throw the jab. You can throw the cross. That's it. That's it.
And if it's a combo, it's an automatic standing 8 count.
Right. Exactly. The other thing I want to say is, I don't know if y'all can see that behind me, UMES Hawks. Homecoming this weekend. I want to tell all my Hawks to be safe and have fun, have a good time down there. Miguel,
Sir.
I'll give you a guess because I didn't text you about this. I wanted you to guess. You're not going to get it. No, you might. You might, out of some obscure randomness, you might get this.
Okay.
Or you might already know. Who is Maryland Eastern Shore playing for their homecoming basketball game this Saturday? And don't Google it. Or Yahoo it. Or anything else it. Don't try to look.
I don't believe in Yahoo anymore.
Don't bang it.
Is it a rival that you hate?
No.
Oh.
It's actually a school I have love for.
A school what?
It's actually a school I have love for.
Carolina?
No. No, they better not bring in Carolina for their home. Well, if they want to make money, maybe they should if they want to make some money. But no.
Is it another HBCU?
Yes.
Southern?
No.
Jackson?
No.
Lincoln?
No. But you're close.
Cheney?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. I don't know if I'm excited or embarrassed that they're playing Cheney for homecoming. Now I don't know what Cheney has. I don't know.
Well, I thought so. I guess because I thought the last that I had heard, Cheney was going through, academic accreditation issues, and
yeah, Cheney going through some things.
But it's been like that for the last 10 years.
It's been a while.
Wow.
I don't know if I'm correct in saying this, but I feel like basketball might be the only sport they have left at Cheney.
I remember them talking about, how Cheney and Lincoln would play each other every year, and
big. I used to go every year.
Right. So, wow.
The Lincoln Cheney game.
Yep.
So yeah, UMES. All my Hawks have fun down there at homecoming. And that's it. That's it. Miguel threw me a oop for the stump. Threw me a oop for that one. So
not only was it oop, but it was you took 7 steps. It was a 7-step traveling oop.
I did. While the Sixers are getting their ankles hit 109 to 87 right now. No Joel Embiid tonight.
So much that for that 4-0 start, huh?
Yeah, it looks like they might be about to be 6-3 now.
They're 5-2 right now, so 5-3.
I was close.
Mm-hmm.
Soon. Well, I guess it ain't right for me to say. I was going to say soon. The Eagles will have a better record, but it ain't really right for me to say because basketball they have so many games.
For the moment.
It don't matter. Anyway, let's get up out of here. We appreciate y'all hanging with us here on the Check Swing Podcast with myself and, of course, Miguel down in
Baltimore, having big fun.
Hold on, we have breaking news. If you can play the breaking news from the outside news source, for special fans that are watching tonight.
Judy, how's the Cowboys looking today?
Suck.
Well done, sir. Well done.
I tried to be a little bit better with it. Tried to double clicked and all that. Anyway, got carried away. Anyway, it's time for us to get up out of here. We appreciate y'all hanging with us here on the Check Swing Podcast with myself. And of course, like I said earlier, Miguel down in
Baltimore, having big fun.
We'll talk to y'all next week right here. Make sure you follow the New Twist Radio channel or subscribe to the New Twist Radio channel on YouTube and follow on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter and all that good stuff, Blue Sky. And that's where you will see all the shows that are produced by New Twist Radio. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to stall. I'm trying to do other things. But we're going to get up out of here. Talk to y'all next week. Peace.